We are doing an all-day marathon with several artists, and we each sent each other a mixed media mystery box. And I got my box from Royce, from Roycycled Treasures. I can only imagine what she sent to me, and I'm really excited to dig in there and see what it is. It's been staring at me all week. So this is the box. Oh, I already see this. Oh my gosh. I love this. I don't have this paper. It's a Royce, and it has a Bambi, which it's the Christmas Masterboard. Roy sent me a little note. She says, I can't wait to see what you create. I love this, and for me, I live in Western Kentucky. Deer are a big thing here. It is not just for Christmas, so this is like perfect. Okay, something is wrapped in here. Oh, that's so funny. I love this stuff. Posh Chalk pigments in pale gold. I don't think that I have that color. I love Posh Chalk pigments. And she didn't, so we each have to send each other a box. We have to use at least 3 things. Some people will tell us what we need to use. Oh, washi tape. She didn't give me any stipulation. Girl, Royce, you have no idea, but I am a Scrabble fanatic. Like, I bet you, is this a Christmas or something? I love Scrabble. Yes, I love Posh Chalk. I mean, absolutely love Posh Chalk, everything. So I love these Scrabble tiles. Oh my word. Okay. This is one of Royce's new stencils. Okay, mira, como soy. Snow globe. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, wait. I love scraps of IOD. Is this IOD?
Yeah, it's a
yes. I love decoupage papers. Oh my gosh. This is gorgeous. All right. Matte varnish. I've used Wise Owl products, but not the matte varnish and the synthesis paint, right? I can't see. Does it say? I can't read, babe. That bright light, and then I don't have my glasses. Be careful, there's paint under it.
Is it Snow Owl?
Snow Owl. That is a color that they have, yes. I'm using an IOD board, and I painted the entire thing with the white because I knew that I wanted to decoupage it. I took a segment of that Masterboard paper, and using the snow globe, I decided what I wanted to cut out, and I just used my water pen. You can use a brush with water, and it just allows you to rip the paper with a nice raw organic edge, and it only rips where the water is. Again, using that stencil, I'm able to determine exactly what I want to cut out, so that's the portion, that's my focal piece. That's the portion that's going to show and be highlighted on this mixed media piece. Next, for my background, I go ahead and I just rip out a whole bunch of paper from a book. I like using this ruler. I purchased them on Amazon. It makes it really, really easy to tear. And you have different designs, different elements of ripped paper. And it comes, I think, with 3 different rulers. And they all are different. And see how cool this is? So you can get any design that you like. I rip it up in smaller sections. And then I go ahead and I apply it. I usually use DIY Paints liquid patina for my decoupage medium, but here I'm using a matte gel. I have that available on my website. I decoupage my papers in different directions. It just creates interest in the background. I apply some white gesso with a palette knife. You can use a brush, you can use your finger, you can use a rag. It just helps to neutralize everything. I don't want all of the text to show. You will see some of it come through in the final piece. It just depends how much you put on there. You can even water down gesso. It's super fun. If you've never used it, I suggest you try it. And then I just take some up with my baby wipe. Now my center is going to be the focal point, and so I apply a little bit more there because I don't want as much paper to come through the text. So I go ahead and I apply my focal piece with DIY Paints liquid patina, and I use that wallpaper tool to get it all down nice and smooth. I apply another layer of liquid patina on top to seal it. Then I took some pattern paper. I love this stuff. It reminds me of my grandmother. She was a seamstress, and so I just put that on there in different sections. It just gives you a little bit more interest. Layering different papers, different text, different fonts is what makes mixed media art so much fun. So I applied it with the DIY Paints liquid patina as well. And you seal it, and then I dry it. You always want each layer to dry in between. And to make it all come together, I apply a little bit more gesso all around the edges of the piece so that you can't see the harshness of each layer. I take this stencil. This is a Posh Chalk stencil that I actually purchased from Mara LaFay. It's a Harlequin pattern. And I'm using DIY Paints weathered wood with a JRV stencil brush. My stencil brushes I got from Stella Rose Boutique. I'll have the links of everything in the description. The stencil brushes really make a difference, and I applied the stencil darker in some areas, lighter in other areas. And as you can see, I'm trying to figure out how to use this paper. I made it stretch. So I cut it and I applied it where I wanted it. So that helps you to see how you can use one piece of decoupage paper and use it in different ways. And you can see the stencil still going to come through. I love that. I love that the papers are so thin, but you can layer them and to create your own unique look. Let me know in the comments if you have tried playing around with mixed media art and what your favorite thing about mixed media art is. Decoupage paper is thin. It's 18 pounds, but it's not as thin as wrapping tissue. And so if you're quick, you can usually pick it up without tearing it. I just needed to make a slight adjustment, and I'm confident in doing that. If you use matte gel, it actually allows you a little bit more flexibility than the liquid patina because it has a longer open time. I always want to make sure that my edges are nice and smooth, and see how that Harlequin pattern is coming through. I just love that. Next, I'm taking Posh Chalk metallic paste, and this product, you can use it in so many different ways. I've already shown in different projects how I've used it. You can water it down, you can use it as is, you can use it for texture, you can use it in so many different ways. And here I'm going to water it down to create a paint, and I'm going to go ahead and stencil through it. You don't have to water it down to stencil, but I just wanted it to look a little bit sheer. You can use stencils in part, and using it in different areas creates really nice interest. Now I'm taking the Snow Owl Wise Owl paint, and I'm just creating snow. Little flickers of paint throughout the piece, especially where the snow globe is. And I love the way that ends up turning out at the end. And then taking that same paint, I help the paper from the stencil just create a smooth transition, and I use a light amount of paint. I just spread it very thinly. If it gets to be too much, I just use my baby wipe. I wanted to push that Christmas stamp further out so that it's not so noticeable. I don't want the word Christmas on there, and it just helps it all come together. All of these layers just create so much interest, and I believe that mixed media art is really at its best when you apply layers. And so next I'm taking acrylic paints in browns, raw umber, raw sienna, different shades. I'm just taking a little bit of that, and I'm going to add water to it, and I'm going to create some interest and depth. Applying these shades of brown and these darker colors around the edges helps to bring your eye to the center. I want my focal point to be the main event, and adding these brown colors just grunges it up and just adds so much interest, and again, more layers. And I use a shop towel to take off the excess. I use my water to blend it all in together, and just I keep doing it until I like it. There's no right or wrong way to do this.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go.
I love using Weathered Wood by DIY Paint. It is a brown, but it has a lot of gray in it, and so when it dries, it just is a gorgeous color, a nice earthy, gorgeous color. So putting that around the edges ties into the Harlequin and just makes it come together. Now for my snow globe, I wanted to add texture. I thought about using regular gesso, but I decided to use Posh Chalk Metallic Paste, and I love this white color because it just reminded me of a snow globe. And wait till you see the effect when it is finished. I just love it. I'm using my palette knife and I'm just getting it all on there, and I'm trying to get it in different dimension so it's not all smooth, it's not all one level. I'm purposely creating different texture. And then I'm going to take the black carbon for the base of the snow globe. I believe the color is White Diamond that I used for the top. Make sure that you lift it straight up. Now I did get a little bit of seepage, and so I just removed it with my brush. This dries very, very quickly, so you want to move fast. I take my heat gun, and here's where the piece really comes to life. The Posh Chalk paste is amazing. You can leave it like that, it creates texture on its own, but when you apply heat, see how it puffs up? I just love this stuff. This is just like, it's gesso on steroids. It is amazing and incredible, and the thicker areas pop up more. And so that's why I applied it the way that I did. I wanted it to have different dimension. I take a sanding disc and I sand the excess paper off of my piece so that I can get a nice clean, crisp edge. I always wait until it dries to do this part. You don't want to do it when it's wet because you can tear the paper in a bad way. And I go ahead and I just edge that paper, again, adding dimension and making it look really grungy and just really, really cool. I take my black carbon Posh Chalk metallic paste and I water it down. When you water it down, it becomes a really nice, smooth, slick surface that you can paint on. You can also drip it on a piece. I did use Posh Chalk recently for hardware. I do have a tutorial on my page showing this, and it really turned out great. A durable product. Really so unique. There's so many things you can do with the Posh Chalk metallic paste. I can't say that enough. But painting it in really sealed the deal. It made it look so cool. I had some extra paint, so I went ahead and I went over the areas where I had put the weathered wood, but it just makes it add a little bit more dimension. You still see the weathered wood, and then you see that black. It just makes it all tied together. I have the black in the birds, I have the black in the base, and now I have the black on the edge. Same thing with the brown. There's brown in those birds, there's brown around the edges, there's brown in the text. It just makes it come together. I take the Posh Chalk metallic paste and I paint my sides. I typically like to paint my sides in black. Then I take the Wise Owl varnish that Roy sent me and I seal the entire piece with it. Of course, you want to do this once everything is nice and dry, and you see how the colors are just coming to life. It's so great. While my piece is still wet, I sprinkle mica powder. I have different shimmery mica powders. I applied it all over and then I just used my brush to get it on there. Usually I use mica powders with wax and I just rub it in with my finger. So I wasn't sure how it was going to do with the varnish, but I really do like the way that it turned out. Being a part of this mixed media mystery box challenge was so much fun. We're going to be doing this every second Saturday of the month. This is the finished piece. What do you think? You can see I actually applied a lot of shimmer in the center of the snow globe. You can see the book text coming through. You see all of the stencils, the pattern paper, the acrylic paint, the weathered wood, the Posh Chalk pigments, all coming together. The gesso, the Wise Owl, Snow Owl paint, the flecks of snow inside the snow globe. Every little thing just comes to life, especially after you seal it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done mixed media art. If you're new to it, if you're seasoned pro, give me your tips. Again, I can't thank you enough for your kindness, your support, your beautiful comments. I look forward to hearing from you every single week. Please be sure to subscribe. I've got some awesome furniture flips that are coming soon in the coming weeks. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you again so much. Have an incredibly blessed day. Ciao.